Hello, my friends, and welcome back to KTB Creates. I am so excited today to be sharing with you some really cool, amazing Dollar Tree DIYs that cost less than $5. I am not yet ready for the Christmas holiday. My Dollar Tree stores have not yet put out a ton of Christmas decor, which I'm actually happy about because I am still decorating for the fall. So these DIYs are going to be fall centered DIYs. So I hope you enjoy them. Thank you again for stopping back by. If you are new to my channel, go ahead and click on that subscribe button because you are not going to want to miss my videos, I promise. And after you watch the video, please go ahead and click that like button. Really helps my channel grow, and I appreciate all the help I can get. Thank you so much to my YouTube family, and let's get into the projects.
So for the first DIY, you are going to need a pizza pan from the Dollar Tree, this cute little Farm Fresh pumpkin sign, some nautical rope, and I'm going to be using some contact paper from Walmart, but you can use whatever you have from the Dollar Tree, as well as some leftover leaves. So I just started by taking off the metal leaf and the twine from the little pumpkin, and I am going to hot glue some leftover leaves from other, stems and flowers that I had laying around, and I'm just going to glue them to the top of the pumpkin just to give it a little bit of dimension, I guess, just to dress it up a tad. Next, I'm going to take the contact paper and I'm just going to kind of make the indention of the pizza pan around the edge of the pan, and then I'm just outlining it with a Sharpie, and then I'm going to cut that out. So we're going to use that and apply it directly to the middle of the pizza pan. When I apply contact paper to any kind of object, I start out applying a little bit at a time, and then I slowly unroll the backing off, just so you can make sure you get it nice and smooth and avoid any type of bubbles. So I didn't like the way the stem on the pumpkin looked. I just wanted to add something a little bit more to it, so I decided to take some of this white cotton twine and just apply that to the stem of the pumpkin, and I'm really just applying some hot glue on the back of it here and there as I go along, just making sure that I have the cotton twine nice and tight around the stem, and then every now and then I'll apply a little bit more hot glue on the back of it. And then the top is a little bit tricky, but you just want to make sure that you cut enough that you can kind of hot glue it right on the tip of the top of the little stem there. So then I'm going to apply my pumpkin with some hot glue to the pizza pan right in the middle. And I just love these signs the way they were. I love the wording on it and the color. I just thought they were so cute. I didn't get the apple one, but I did get this pumpkin one, and again, I just thought it was so cute. So next, I'm taking some of that cotton twine and I'm just making a little twine bow with it. I'm going to apply that in the middle of where I put the leaves. The leaves are also covering up the little holes that you'll see on the sign from where the twine was, like the hanger that the sign came with. So you will see that I do apply more leaves to the other side where that hole is. So next, you're going to take your nautical rope and you are going to wrap this around your sign on the edge of the pie pan. And I ended up doing 3 full rows around the pie pan. And I think that ended up being 2 things of nautical rope. And I think I had the 13.5 inch size nautical rope. So on to our next DIY. These are the items that you'll need. One of these large pumpkins that say thankful and blessed. Some contact paper. I'm using the wood kind from the Dollar Tree. The metal harvest sign and this little pumpkin that says hello fall. So we're going to start by taking everything apart on your large pumpkin, cutting off the hanger and that metal leaf. And then you're going to take your contact paper and you're going to cut it with that side. I'm going to leave on the back of it. I want the smooth side on the front just so I could avoid sanding off all that glitter and everything. So again, that's the back side of it. So you want to make sure that you're tracing the contact paper with the side that's facing the back outwards so it lays right, if that makes sense. So then of course I'm just taking it off of the adhesive and I am applying it onto the pumpkin, being sure to rub out any of the bubbles left on it. So next you're going to take your small pumpkin, take it off of its little stand and rip apart. We're going to use that little tiny pumpkin, we're going to paint it. But you're just gonna take off this top piece of this. And just to warn you, you might wanna put something down because there's a ton of glitter on this and it makes a big mess. I'm just traced another piece of the wood contact paper and I'm applying it to this piece. But I will say, if you're gonna do this, did go back and add some Mod Podge to it because it wasn't sticking well because of all that glitter. And I only did that because I wanted to avoid sanding off all that glitter. So that's what you see me doing here. I'm just applying a nice thick layer of Mod Podge to it just to help that contact paper stick well. So next you're going to take both of your pumpkins and you're going to sand the edges of everything, and just to get off the excess, any excess contact paper around the edges, just because sometimes when you're measuring, you don't get it lined up exactly the way you want. So it's a quick and easy way to get off all that excess contact paper. So next you're going to take a ruler and I'm going to mark off every 3 inches because I'm going to make it look like it's kind of like a beadboard, like a shiplap kind of a look in vertical stripes. So I'm just using a Sharpie to make those stripes because I want them to be visible so that it does look like shiplap. So next you're going to take a bunch of different colors in the Waverly chalk paint. In my sign, I started out by using mineral. I used silver lining, but you will see that I changed that towards the end. I used the Waverly chalk paint in white. Oh, and then the last color was celery. And I'm just applying this in like kind of a dry brush technique. It's really your preference as far as how heavy or thick you want to apply it. The whole idea here is to see the wood grain through the paint. So I don't want to obviously cover it completely. So you could see this is where I'm finally getting the look that I was really looking for. So you could see here where I applied the silver lining, I'm actually going back in with a turquoise color chalk paint. I can't remember exactly what the color is, but I did apply that a little bit thicker. Just like I said, I wanted some of the wood grain to show through, but I wanted you to be able to see the colors as well. And then I also painted the little tiny pumpkin in that same blue chalk paint. And then for the stems on all 3 of the pumpkins, I applied the Waverly Antique Wax. And then I ended up just brushing in a little bit of the white Waverly chalk paint just to give it a little bit of dimension in the stem. And I did that, like I said, on all 3 pumpkins. I actually used the antique wax as well to color the harvest sign because I wanted to make sure it showed up well. I'm just dabbing it on in a light dabbing motion. I'm not really covering the sign completely because I did want to see the metal come through that. And then that smaller pumpkin, I'm going to use the celery chalk paint and I'm going to paint the whole thing in that color. And then I will paint the stem in the antique wax as well. So the little metal leaf, I wanted to make it look a little bit different. So I decided to add some white Waverly chalk paint to it. But again, I didn't want it to look like a solid paint. And then this was actually by accident, but I really like the way it looks. I wiped off a little bit of the paint around the edge of it, but it looked really cool. So I just continued to do that around all the edges of it, and it looked really, really neat. So then at the end, I'm just putting a nice coat of Mod Podge over all of the items because the chalk paint will actually scrape off of the pieces very, very easily. So it's really just to protect the paint and keep them looking nice. And then finally, our last DIY I think is actually pretty cool. I wanted something to hide little command hooks. So I'm gonna make these little clips with 2 bags of the leaves from the Dollar Tree, a pack of clothespins, and whatever kind of accessories you want if you want to dress it up a little bit. And all I'm literally doing is taking my glue gun and hot gluing them onto the clothespin sporadically, just in different patterns. So, you know, I'm using the larger ones on the base. They have this cool like metallic gold leaves. There's all different colors. So I'm just trying to mix it up as much as possible. And you can make it your own and whatever kind of pattern or colors you want it to be. But I really love the traditional fall colors with the oranges and the yellows and the greens and all that. I think it's beautiful. So that's what I wanted these to look like. And I made a bunch of them. I did decide to go ahead and use these little wood stickers just because I wanted something in the middle of them because you could see the hot glue through some of it. I had those little mini pumpkins there, but I didn't like the way that looked. So I just decided to go with that. You could do it however you want. On one of them, I ended up doing a little twine bow. And this is how everything turned out. I was actually so excited about these little clips because, like I said, I have those command hooks everywhere in my house and I really hate the way they look. And so I think this covers it up nicely, but it dresses it up. It makes it look really cool for the fall. And I just love how this came. It's really neat too because these obviously are removable and you can add them wherever you want. You can add them to like an artificial arrangement or a little pot or a shelf. Or I'm going to show you something here. I used it in my dining room. I just added it to a little tobacco basket that I got from Target just to add a little splash of fall, a little splash of color to it. You can take it off at the end of the season and you still have your piece intact for your next holiday. I also have this gallery wall in my dining room. And again, it's just something really quick and easy. I just clipped them on the edge of those windows just to add a little splash of color and a touch of fall in my dining room. This is what my little harvest sign looked like. I'm really thrilled with the way this came out. I think it looks really cool, a rustic farmhouse type look. And I love the colors in it. It kind of matches my decor. And I just glued everything onto that little stand that the one pumpkin came to. And I ended up tying some raffia around the one stem, and that's what it looks like. And then this sign is so cute too. I love the way it looks. I think it looks much more professional and put together. Again, it's just something really cute that I like to use on one of my shelves in my dining room. I hope you guys enjoyed all of these DIYs. As usual, I love to hear your feedback, so let me know which one was your favorite in the comment section below. And please go ahead and give me a big thumbs up and don't forget to click that subscribe button. See you all soon.